Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS as well. Peace and salutation to the elect. My name is Ainal. The title of this video is basically re-upload, run it down, man, run it down. And basically it's to answer the elder apostle Gabar's question. So I was watching this video here, and I got up to this point right here, and I answered it. I answered his question, and his question was basically to, do you know what you're involved in, and what would you say? I basically said, first I said, I didn't choose Yahushua. Yahushua chose me, to be a fisher and to go out and feed his sheep. So therefore I'm a prophet. I'm a prophet of Yahweh Yahushua. He has chosen me to do these things, and on top of all of that, I'm gonna suffer greatly while doing it. That was pretty much my mind, and then. While doing that, started thinking of other scriptures, and I got excited, and here we go. So here's this.
All right, shalom. To the elect of the nation of Israel, once again to another video. All praises and glory is due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. And once again, out here doing my thing. Just completed 5 miles, hour and 26 minutes. 4 miles I did in an hour and 4 minutes. So that's pretty good. It's almost 15 minutes per mile. You want to get into a walking cadence of 3 miles per hour and above. That does wonders for your heart, for your circulatory system.
Talking about 2 minutes.
And it's cold out here, man. It's frigid. Freezing. Anyway, I'm going to call this video Run It Down, man. Run It Down. So what the hell am I talking about? Well, Tuesday, which was yesterday, we covered many topics. Bishop Sakura and myself. One of the topics that we covered was you brothers in the faith. You should know what you're involved in. If I came up to you and asked you a question, that being, why are you in this ministry? You should be able to run it down, man. Run it down. What do I mean? Well, you should be able to give plausible answers according to the scriptures of why you're in the ministry. Okay? You should know.
All right, so pretty much, I believe I had stopped it right there. And, like I gave earlier, those were my answers. And, it's pretty good, I mean, I guess it lifted up my spirits. I'm happy about it. I'm happy I got the precepts and I'm able to speak on it. I don't know. It's the spirit. Sometimes you have your ups and you have your downs, whatever the case may be. But regardless of what, here's my precepts. Like I said, it says Jeremiah 1:4, and I just grabbed the points. It's Jeremiah 1:4. It says, "Then the word of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations." Right? And the Most High Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua has reserved his elect, right? His elect men, the 144,000, the prophets, right? So these things are already set in motion. So the prophets are here doing what the prophets have been doing. It says, 1 Corinthians 14:32, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets, right? That's the point. So, the prophets are back in their lots, right? Doing what they always been doing, which is prophesying, right? Of, everything. This is John 15:16. It says, "Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever you shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you." Right? And that's the point, right? We're going out to find men worthy, that they may go out and teach others, you know, building back the tabernacles of David. You know, there's a lot of scriptures you can get. Jeremiah 16:16, it says, behold, I will send for many fishers, right? We're the fishers. We're fishing the Lord's sheep and bringing them into the fold. It says, saith the Lord Yahweh Basmi Shai, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks, right? Because to be involved in this truth, it gets deep, you know. We're fishing right now, but ultimately in the end, these same, you know, men of the Lord will become rulers of the new age, right? Of the new world, of the new dominion, Yahweh Shai's dominion, Yahweh Bashmi Shai's dominion. So, you know, that's all a part of what we're involved in, what you're called in to do. John 21:17. Start at 15. It says John 21:15. So when they had dined, Yahweh Shai said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs. Verse 16, he saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep. John 21:17, he saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh shall say unto him, Feed my sheep. Right. So that's what we're called in here to do. We're called to suffer and you know, feed the sheep and you know, seek out those individuals worthy. Matter of fact, I didn't even grab that scripture, but let me try to grab it. It's 2 Timothy. I do have that actually, so I'll make sure I grab that. Continuing on is Ecclesiastes chapter 44 verse 9. It says, okay, and this is one of the precepts where I went in my sword and I seen it and I decided to grab it. So because we are these individuals, right? Some of us, you know, are men mentioned in the Bible, and some of us are men that was not mentioned in the Bible, right? And that's why it goes back to this one right here, 1 Corinthians 14:32, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets, right? So those same men are back. So it says Ecclesiastes chapter 44:1, it says, Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us. The Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai have wrought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning. It says, such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding and declaring prophecies, right? And this is the same thing I just said, that going to that Jeremiah 16:16, these, you know, these, including myself, Lord willing, you know, individuals will fish out the sheep, you know, gather the fold, and it eventually rule, you know, in the kingdom as joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, right? It says, leaders of the people by their counsels and by their knowledge of learning meet for the people, wise and eloquent are their instructions, such as found out musical tunes and recited verses and writing, rich men furnished with ability, living peacefully in their habitations. All these were honored in their generations and were the glory of their times. There be of them that have left a name behind them, that their praises might be reported, right? So, you know, it says there be of them that have left a name behind them, and that's going to your Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, you know, Paul, you know, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Habakkuk, Obadiah, right? These men that's mentioned in the book that you're reading. It says, and some there be which have no memorial, who are perished as though they had never been, and are become as though they had never been born, and their children after them. It says, but these were merciful men whose righteousness have not been forgotten. Right. So, you know, when Yahweh Shai, you know, returns, these individuals will get that glory. So that's the point. So let me see. This is 2 Esdras 49 and so this is going to the part of the the suffering, right? So now that was like the good part, being called in, being having the glory, being the men brought back from old, right? I might as well grab Jeremiah 8 and 20. I wanted to grab it, Jeremiah 28. It says, the prophets that have been before thee, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and pestilence. And that's what we're called to do, right? The Most High Yahweh Bashmi Shai sends his prophets, right, to let them know, their downfall is coming. Basically, that's what we're many laborers. Let me see. Matthew 9 and 37, right? So it says, Jeremiah 28 and 9, the prophets which prophesied of peace. I'm sorry, Jeremiah 28 and 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence, right? This is a spiritual army. So, if you grab Ezekiel 38 or 37, Ezekiel 37 and 10, it says, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army, right? You can grab Revelations 11:11. It says, Revelations, Lord willing, you understood that. Ezekiel 37 and 10, it says, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. And this is going into us, right? The hopeful elect now, right? That has raised upon their feet, and that has the breath in them, which is the knowledge, the understanding, the Holy Spirit, right? And this is the exceeding great army because we are called in this spiritual army to proclaim the things that are happening here in the world by the hand of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. The Most High is shaking his hand, right? That's what we're called in this thing to do, right? And that's why the people that run the world are giving us hell, right? We're suffering greatly. This is nothing easy. You got to count the cost. Revelations 11:11, it says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them, right? Because we're that great army, that spiritual army that's raising up, and the rulers of the world see that the prophets, the men of the Lord, have awoken, and they're trembling now because their end is approaching, and we're standing boldly proclaiming it. That's what we're called in here to do. Let me grab this. Wisdom of Solomon 5. It says, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1, it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Right? So basically, when we are redeemed and beamed up, they're going to be afraid. It says, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. Now, let me grab this point that I was trying to grab about this Matthew 9 and 37, because this is some serious work here. Matthew 9 and 37. All right, so Matthew 9 and 37, it says, then said he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, right? Plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest, right? So I was going to grab, that's in 2 Timothy. So let me grab that real quick. Where was that over here? That's the point. 2 Timothy, up here. Or that's just something else. Hold on 1 second. It's 2 Timothy 2:2. Oh yeah, right here. Sorry. I mean, I wasn't really reading it. I was like trying to look for it. 2 Timothy 2 and verse 1. It says, "Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahweh Shai, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others." Also, if you think about it, if you go back to Ezekiel 37, the Most High has set up elders. The Most High has set up elders. That was the scripture say you have entered into other men's labors, right? So let me grab that. You have entered into other men's labors. So, these men have been teaching to faithful men who shall be able to teach others. And, we that have come in after our elder apostles are of that number that are coming in now, right? That's John 4 and 38. So grab it over here, John 4 and 38. So that's pretty much, John 4 and 38. It says John 4 and 37, "And herein is that saying true, one soweth and another reapeth. I sent you to reap that whereon ye bestowed no labor, other men labor, and ye are entered into their labors." Right? Because the elder apostles, starting from, elder apostle Tahar, Gabar, Rakah, Aramlab, all these other apostles, and the men's before them, elder Rabbi Abba Bivens, King Mashal, elder Ariyah, like all these men's, they was before us, right? And they labored right up into the YouTube point where things kind of exploded more, and then more brothers came in, right? So we have entered into their labors. And that's what we're called in here to do. So that's the point. Let's continue on over here. So it says, Ecclesiastes chapter 49 and 7. It says, for they entreated him evil, who nevertheless was a prophet, sanctified in his mother's womb, that he might root out and afflict and destroy, and that he might build up also and plant. And that's going into that Jeremiah 28 and 8. We're called to do these things. We're called, to prophesy to the nations. Did I get Jeremiah 1? We'll grab that again. Jeremiah 1, hold on. In 5, it says, Jeremiah 1 and 5, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations, right? So we're called to do all these things. And for that, it says, for they entreated him evil, who nevertheless was a prophet, sanctified in his mother's womb, that he might root out and afflict and destroy, and that he might build up also and plant, right? And let me get that exhortation. Right, we're called to do a whole lot. Exhort one another's. Hebrews 3 and 13 is a good one. Let me grab that. It says, Hebrews 3 and 13, but exhort one another daily, where it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. Right. So the point was that we exhort one another. It was something else. Let me see. Probably that's the point on that. Let me see. So right here it says 2 Timothy 2 and 9, wherein I suffer trouble as an evildoer, even unto bonds, but the word of Yahweh is not bound, right? So the words is still going out, even though we're suffering, right? Brothers is going through hell, right? Brothers is sick, it's cold outside, and still trying to do the work, and brothers love doing it, but at the same time we're suffering hell, But the word is going out. Is what the scripture say, you shall see your teachers. KJV. That's Isaiah 30 and 20. It says, and though the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel shall give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, right? And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left, and that's the point, right? You're going to see a teacher. So going back over here to this point, it says, wherein I suffered trouble as an evildoer, even unto bonds, but the word of Yahweh is not bound. Therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Yahushai with eternal glory. 1 Peter 4 and 12, it says, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. It says, but rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Yahushua's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. It says, James 1:1, James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahushua, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have a perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Right? That's the point. Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and 1, it says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, right? The heart is mine, right? Scriptures say, walk circumspectly because the days are evil. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. That's the point. It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. That's going back to what we just read. Letting patience have its perfect work, right? Luke 14 and 25, and there went great multitudes with him, and he turned and said unto them, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yet and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. And whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple, right? So, I got this. It says, Luke 14 and 28, it says, for which of you indeed intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Least happily after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. It says, or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulted whether he is able to with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000, right? In the Lord Yahweh, the scriptures say, let me see, the spirit, we are renewed every day in the spirit, because this is a serious thing, because you have to really consider these things. But if you're a part of that elect, you're going to be good regardless, right? Renewed. We got first 2 Corinthians 4 and 16. I'll grab that real quick. Let me finish this. It says, or else while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassage and desire conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he have, he cannot be my disciple, right? So fuck everything, to be honest. It's all about the doctrine, And then once you get the doctrine and you find other men worthy, you prove them men, and if they proven to you, then there you go. You'll be good with that. So let me get this 2 Corinthians 4. Second Corinthians 4 and 16, it says, the point, it says 2 Corinthians 4 and 16, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day, right? And that's because of the spirit. It says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So that's the point on that. Let me see if they got a cross reference right here. Let me grab this, the spirit quickening. I'll grab that. The flesh profited nothing. This is John 6:63. It says, then Yahushua, John 6:63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, they are life. And that's the point, So, we're suffering, but the point was we're suffering. You have to count the cost. But once you come into this thing, if you are of the elect, things gonna be hitting you. You're gonna be all right because you have the spirit. The Most High Yahweh is supping with you, right? So that was something else I wanted to grab real quick. I believe it's in Second Ezra 7, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, Second Ezra 7 and 57. So the point, so basically just going to the fact that we're gonna be suffering. Let me get up top a little bit. So I'll start at 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 1. It says, and when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore. And he said unto me, up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow like a river. It says, who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it, if he went not through the narrow? How could he come into the broad, right? So the promises that's promised to us, the greatness that's, to come to us is so great, right? Is you can't imagine. The scripture said it, you can't imagine the things that the Most High Yahweh has prepared for us, right? You can't imagine it. It's far beyond anything you can imagine. Like you just picture whatever you want right now, and then you can't imagine it, right? So that's the point, and it's hard to get to. That's why we're suffering like hell right now. It says, and he said unto me, up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? The scriptures say you have to go through the straight gate. It says, there is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof, all good things, right? It says the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and only one path between them both, and even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Right? What you're involved in is hold on. This is let me see. I'll get Romans 8. Let me grab this. It look like it's in two places. Let me see Psalm 44 and 22. It says, yeah, for thy sake are we killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Right. You don't. Hey, Esau, Edom, the wicked of the world, they're gonna come down with that great wrath, pursuant to Revelation 12 and 12, right? So you don't know what your lot is. You have to be in this thing, the Lord will protect you, but at the same time, you don't know what your lot is. You could be one of the martyrs. You have to be willing to face that. You know, you have to have that mindset. And then on top of that, so you know that's the point. Basically we are killed all the day long, right? We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. We're just here to do the will of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. That's it. We are counted as worms. You know, we're gonna get that glory though. So if this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, is so, Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Then he said unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. So yeah, that's the point. It's all hell to pay to get to where we're going, right? You're not coming in the truth and think you about to live a lavish life, and you know you gonna hey. This is Ezekiel 3, because even you feeding the sheep ain't gonna be easy. Ezekiel 3. Hold on. Ezekiel 3 and 8. So I'll start at 5. Ezekiel 3 and 5. It says, for thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-headed. Right? So you dealing with impudent and hard-headed motherfuckers. Every day, you know, every day you teach, whenever you go out on the corners, you know, anytime you try to, you know, teach their, hey brother, you know, we're not supposed to be doing that as a people. You know, they don't want to hear it. It says, behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. So that's the point. You know, you're gonna be coming against these individuals every day. They telling you to get away from me, right? I was over here. So going back down to 57. So that's the point. It says, you know, this be the last verse right here. It says, what is it? Exodus chapter 7, 2nd Exodus chapter 7, verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the glory, he shall receive the thing that I say. So that's the point. You know, we're suffering now, but we're trying to, you know, get the kingdom and get the glory. You know, so that's what we're involved in. And with that, I'll say shalom to those elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.